Howdy, y'all. Today, me, Ryan, Becka, and Colin, Siow are going to be giving a presentation on privacy in the new age of technology.
In this day and age, technology is prevalent in almost every aspect of our lives, and it can seem impossible to live without it. Be it safety, transportation, healthcare, socialization, or productivity, these services and activities are almost exclusively reliant on technology. Big technology refers to the most dominant companies in the IT industry, and it's commonly used to describe the big five IT companies in the world: Google, Apple, Meta, which owns Facebook and Instagram, Amazon, and Microsoft, which are some of the most influential companies in the world. Consequently, since most of our daily lives are closely intertwined with technology, we inadvertently provide gigabytes of information about ourselves onto these companies every day. While these individual snippets of information may seem insignificant individually, tech companies can easily mine this data and translate it into behavioral data using an algorithm to create an individual profile of these users. There is a genuine risk of hackers stealing these profiles, though. For example, the data of over 100 million Android users were exposed in May 2021. This poses a serious risk because one's personal data, such as passwords, banking and healthcare data, and social media, are at the mercy of malicious individuals. This brings us to the concept of surveillance mining, where this information is sold to other companies, typically advertising companies, who are then able to deliver targeted advertisements to your device. The ethics of such practices is questionable, as information can be used to influence one's decisions. For example, back in 2016, marketing firm Cambridge Analytica you collected the data of up to 87 million Facebook users to build a psychological profile of these users. The information was then sold to political action committees, or PACs, which used it to send customized political advertisements to targeted individuals in the run-up to the 2016 presidential elections. By directing specific political advertisements to individuals based on the psychological generated, this aids in creating a confirmation bias, as users are more likely to see advertisements containing information that conforms to their beliefs. This could also result in the artificial creation of echo chambers, as the user is bombarded with so many advertisements that reflect and reinforce their beliefs.
Given what tech companies do with our data, one might wonder why anyone wants to have anything to do with these companies. As mentioned earlier, technology is prevalent in almost every facet of our lives, and it is almost impossible for most people to live without it. In this presentation, we'll focus on the context of social media. Social media provides a unique blend of independent and interdependent self-construals or definitions of self. This plays to the psyche of most Americans who, as discussed in class, tend to have a more independent self-construal. Social media allows one to be distinct, autonomous, and self-contained, while allowing the individual to be a bigger part of a larger social network. It can also explain why social media is so popular in the United States. A poll by Pew Research in 2019 noted that 70% of Americans think that their online personal information is less secure than it was 5 years ago. However, another Pew Research poll from 2021 found that 72% of Americans use some form of social media. This is an instance where there is a disconnect between attitudes and behavior and vice versa. While it is agreed that attitudes are a poor predictor of behavior in this case, due to external influences such as the need to communicate with friends and family, however, this is an interesting case where behavior, which is typically a good predictor of attitudes, does not predict attitudes. This could possibly be explained by the creation of a new cognition to overcome the existing cognitive dissonance created by the disconnect between one's behavior and attitude. For example, the new cognition of I need to use Snapchat and Instagram to connect with my friends, or I need to watch YouTube videos and TikToks to entertain myself, could be potential cognitions that one might use to dispel the aforementioned cognitive dissonance. In this instance, it goes to show how reliant we are on social media, so much so that we ignore the fear or risk of having our personal data stolen in a data breach.
Some initiatives to solutions in regards to privacy and big tech involve, on a larger scale, getting the US government involved and other government agencies to further protect user privacy. We can use the government and other regulatory agencies to specifically focus in on the area of privacy and increasing the regulation in that area. We also need to work on preventing foreign countries and foreign companies, such as in China, from being able to access our information. We must implore also that domestic tech companies stop using our data against us and stop data mining our information. Organizations should also implement stronger security measures. These include implementing encryption for sensitive data, conducting regular security audits and penetration tests, and also training their employees on the best practices for protecting personal information. On a more personal level, some things that you can do include using a strong password and unique password for all your online accounts. You could use a password manager for these passwords. Obviously, two-factor authentication, which we all know about at A&M. being cautious when sharing personal information online, using a virtual privacy network, keeping your devices and software up to date on the latest privacy, updates, and also turning off, any unnecessary tracking that you may have on. All these will help in, some way that you can do on a personal level. So, when considering the aforementioned social psychology theories in the context of this issue, we gained a better understanding of why people, ourselves included, continue to use the products provided by big tech despite the potential risks involved. Personally, our biggest takeaway was contextualizing that we create new cognitions to dispel cognitive dissonance, something that we realized we have been doing unconsciously. We found it particularly interesting how we unconsciously rationalize our decisions via the creation of new cognitions to reduce that dissonance. We believe that being wary of targeted advertisements and content may help others in preventing the confirmation biases. This is especially important in the context of the case studies we talked about earlier, and given the political charged climate that we live in, as confirmation biases can lead to the generation of echo chambers that only serve to polarize people more. Our references on the next page. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.